Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Port Charles 411, our 2-year anniversary edition.
I was going to say, all about us.
Woo! We should have gotten noisemakers. Why didn't we get noisemakers?
I feel like we're loud enough. We don't need extra. We don't need extra stuff.
So 2 years ago, on April 1st, 2019, after years of talking about it, we released our first podcast episode. Don't go back and listen to it. It's long and it's bad.
We had no idea what we were doing.
No, and I don't want to even say it's like long and bad, but it
was definitely a beginner.
And we started by just sharing our stories of how we got into General Hospital, which I feel like we've
talked plenty about now, but at that point in time, they needed to know it was the first episode.
Exactly. And the reason why we started on April 1st is because that's also the anniversary of General Hospital.
Right.
So this year, they'll be going into their 59th season.
Which is insane also.
Which means next year, 60th. Because that's how math works. Or counting.
Good job.
But
2+1.
As with everyone else, 2020 was kind of
crazy.
Interesting. We started off, so it was still our first season, but because I was going to my convention is when we did our first virtual recap and everything. And then we came back to the world shut down. So we did virtual recording for at least 2 months where we were not sitting on the couch together.
It does not. If you would have asked me, I would have said we did it twice.
No, we did it a lot.
Once because of you being in Nashville and then that first week that you came back. But
Nope. It was a while. I didn't go back through because I'm not going to listen to all of them just to see.
That was a new experience. I feel like we did okay with that.
Yeah.
Because that's hard. Because you can't, you see the other person, but you can't read their body language to see when they're going to change subjects or when you can jump in.
Because there's a delay and all that fun stuff.
And we definitely talk over each other when we're next to each other, but not the same way that you can on like a Zoom call.
Right.
So.
Right.
Good job, us. I'll give us a gold star for that one because that was difficult.
So do you want to talk about what your favorite part of our second year was first? Or do you want to go through? So I put together a list of, I broke it into kind of like 5 categories, the different Port Charles 411 subjects. We thought that this would be like a good library.
Right.
An audio library for you. We'll give you the dates and the subject and we'll talk a little bit about each, just like a quick recap. And then we started the fan of the month.
Which was great.
I didn't realize we did 7.
That's not bad because I felt like we were really dropping the ball there some months.
So did I.
I don't think that that's bad, especially with the holidays and stuff.
Yeah.
People didn't want to talk as much.
No. And and once everything started to open up again, it was more difficult because people were starting to get back into leaving the house and activities and everything. So we didn't do October, November, December or February, March.
Well, right. Because we hadn't even talked about it.
Right. And then I broke it down into the cast and industry interviews that we did too.
Gee, I wonder which one's my favorite.
I don't know. I could probably tell you. So it's funny because starting with the Port Charles 411 subjects on April 9th, we talked about Xander Smith.
Oh, that is funny.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was like exactly
It's been exactly pretty much a year. Well,
what were they talking about last year that made us
I think that we were just talking about Cam, and I think that we might have been talking about...
Oh, look, we were a whole year ahead.
I know.
Boom.
So if you're curious, we mentioned it on last week's episode, but if you're curious about Cameron's father, Xander Smith, go back to our April 9th episode. And these are 2020 dates for now.
Yes. And then April 23rd was Jax married Alexis. Ned married Chloe. Was that really that long ago?
I know. Because we had kept talking about...
Oh my gosh, no, I would
the couple swapping and everything like that.
That was fun. That was such a fun story.
That was
very fun.
And I feel like that's self-explanatory. So at one point, and especially in light of... So Ned and Alexis were actually together, but then they wound up marrying other people because of business and this, that, and the other thing.
And we were talking about that because of the whole Willow and Chase
I think so.
stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel...
Because we kept saying, don't do it. And then...
Of course they did
Here we are a year later.
Huh.
Yeah, because we were like, it didn't work then. Don't make it work now.
Right.
So, and then...
I feel like it worked better for Willow and Michael.
Ish.
Yeah.
Ish.
Well, they had a better reason, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, other than Chloe was going to lose her business and all this. Yeah, it was weird.
Got it.
Because they didn't have to hide. That's the thing, is that Jax and Chloe and Ned and Alexis were still together.
Right. This was
going behind, right?
Because Sasha and Chase lied.
And then on April 30th, we talked about Holly Sutton. That's when she supposedly died.
And they keep teasing us.
I know.
That she's we assume she's coming back because you see a clip of her here and there, and then they haven't done it. I don't know why. And then May 7th was the book Nothing General About It. That was so good.
That was really good.
It was such a good book.
So that's Maurice Bernard's autobiography.
Right.
Yeah.
If you haven't read it, you still need to go pick it up. It was so good.
And if you don't like to physically read, get the audiobook, which he narrates.
I might have to listen to that just to hear him do it.
That would be awesome. I think that would be good.
I might have to, just because I don't usually like audiobooks, but I feel like that would be good.
And then May 21st, we talked about Luke's Blues Club. I forget why we talked about that. I forget, but it was fun.
I don't know how.
I don't know. So Luke used to have a blues club, and like BB King opened it, and there was a bunch of delays. I don't remember why we did. Maybe
there was
we did
a reason, though.
You know why? I think it's because Jax, Ned, Alexis, and Chloe went to it all the time, and we wound up talking about it.
Okay.
I think.
Yes.
I am almost positive that's because they hung out there and we're like, wait, we need to talk about Luke's Blues Club.
Right. And we had talked about all the music that they used to be able to do real music.
Yep.
Back then.
Yep.
Huh. That doesn't feel that long ago either. And then May 28th, The Story of Soaps, which was that TV series.
Yeah.
About the story of soaps, which was good also.
It was pretty good. Yeah. And then June 4th and 11th, we talked about the 6 personalities of Michael Easton.
Was that your favorite?
That was probably my favorite because I had to watch a lot of him.
Which personality was your favorite?
Because he has played 6 different characters on General Hospital and Port Charles.
Right.
Well, no, because Port Charles carried over because he came to General Hospital as John McBain, but then on Port Charles, he had been Caleb Morey and Michael Morley.
Right.
And then...
what are we missing?
He was 3 people on Port Charles. Who was the vampire? Vampire was Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Silas's... Hold on. He played Stephen Clay, Caleb Morley's brother, Dr. Silas Clay. So on Port Charles, he was Stephen Clay and Caleb Morley, but then Caleb Morley's alternate personality was Michael?
Okay.
Is that correct?
Sure.
Because he was a priest.
Yeah.
So he has been a cop, a priest, a doctor, and a vampire.
Nice.
And he was a rocker. Wasn't Stephen Clay kind of like a rock and roll type dude? Like a little Jim Morrison pants going on? Or is that just what I'm thinking?
Okay, sure.
Oops. Because one of them was a split personality. Yes. Michael Easton first made his appearance in Port Charles in 2001 as the character Father Michael Morley, the priest. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. And then he had the alter ego, Caleb.
There you go.
Okay. So that's why that was a 2-parter.
Too many personalities. June 25th and July 2nd was Dante Falconeri.
Which took me forever to watch, to prepare for. I seriously think it took me like 2 months because we kept talking about doing that. And that was before he came back. That was before we knew he was coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't come back until August, and that was a surprise.
Yeah.
Why did we talk about Dante then? We're psychic.
I think we are.
And then July 9th, we talked about Carly loving Franco because Carly and Franco had been engaged.
Right.
And I mean, she was crazy about him.
More than engaged. Like,
they didn't get married.
No, but he blew up the wedding. Wasn't it the wedding that he released all the tapes?
I thought it was at the nurse's ball.
Oh, was it?
I thought so.
Oh, all right.
Either way.
I could be wrong. I remember it just being a big production. I thought it was their actual whatever.
But married is the more than engaged, and they didn't get married.
I don't know.
So.
Beyond engaged is your wedding day. Like Finn and Anna were more than engaged, but not married. Because they were there on the day.
That's a stretch.
That's what I meant.
That's a stretch.
That was an Amanda.
You need to come up with a name for the.
That was an Amanda-ism.
What are you on the wedding day? You're not fiancés, but you're not spouses.
Right. You're more than engaged.
You're more than engaged, but you're not married.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly. July 16th, Carpool Guy. That was a cute movie.
It was. So there's a DVD that I just happened to be suggested on Amazon.
You did totally stumble upon that. You're like, we're going to watch this movie because Amazon said we should. Okay.
But it was Tony Geary, Rick Hurst, Sean Kanan was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Leslie Kay, who plays the Lois that we don't like.
Right.
Who actually was good in the movie. So she's just really not a good Lois.
I think that's just because we know and love our Lois.
I know. But who else was in it? Regardless, it's like a campy movie.
There was that other soap actress, but she's not from GH.
Yeah.
The blonde chick. I can't remember her name right now. But yeah, it was a bunch of soap people and it was good.
It was. Oh, and then July 30th, we played the General Hospital board game.
We still need to play that again.
I know. That was so much fun.
And we need to set up the trivia night with all of our friends.
Yes, we do. We're going to do the card trivia. We're going to have a fun engagement. It's going to be great.
Oh, The Secret Life of Damien Spinelli book for August 13th.
That was fun.
I love Spinelli, so that was super fun.
It was interesting to get in his head because it was written by Carolyn Hennessy, who portrays Diane Miller, but it was written as though Diane Miller was writing it.
Yes.
Which I thought that was brilliant.
Mm-hmm. She did a really good job with it.
She's a very, very gifted author. And then on August 20th, we talked all about ELQ. So the history of how ELQ came to be.
And why there's that one stock that no one could get their hands on. Because that was when they were fighting. That was when all the Brooklyn stuff was starting, where Valentine was stealing people's proxies.
He wasn't stealing them. He was acquiring them.
There you go. Acquiring them, but in a not a nice way.
He was straight up Sam handed them over.
Okay.
She did.
He did mislead Brooklyn, which is why
100%
everything was messed up. So there, I'm sticking with that. September 3rd, Lois Cirillo.
And she never made it back either.
No, which was ridiculous. They should have at least had FaceTime that we didn't get to see the screen or something.
Yep.
Because your daughter would not be in the hospital with a slashed throat and you not show up.
Nope.
Especially after they said she's coming.
Right.
Still disappointed.
And then on September 10th, we talked about Alex Merrick, who is Anna Devane's twin sister. Peter's mom. But she originated on All My Children.
Right.
So that took us down a really fun rabbit hole.
That was fun.
It was the whole month that we dedicated to Finola Hughes. I mean.
Yeah. The next one was September 24th, October 1st, 8th, 22nd, and 29th. Oh my God. All about Anna.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we said a month, but wow.
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks that we talked about Finola Hughes.
Yeah.
Because, one of the weeks was her on All My Children.
Right.
But still.
Yeah. Fun.
Then November 5th, we talked about Jackie Templeton because she had just come back.
I'm glad that we did that because it really did help with the background of why she's important.
Yes.
Because when she started talking to some of the characters, I'm like, how do you know her?
Yes.
So it definitely helped. And then November 12th is Robin's Diary, which is one of my favorites because I just loved it. Go ahead.
And then November 19th, we talked about Karen Wexler's pill addiction. We started talking about that because Scott blamed Sonny for Karen's death. And a lot of people might not have known what that was. I had never watched it the whole way through. And it was amazing. And that got another snowball rolling too.
Right. So then December 10th was Stone Kate's, which was so awesome.
It was. And then, so we're not going week by week. We're going by the storylines first.
Right.
So, or the different story subjects that we did. Because then on December 30th, we covered A California Christmas, which is Josh Swickard, Lauren Swickard. They both produced it, co-wrote it, or I think she produced
it.
Yes. She's the leading helm of this whole thing. Right. He was in it. And of course he supports his wife.
Right.
But she is super.
Right. This was going to happen without him.
Right.
Yeah.
Just we're thankful that it didn't.
Exactly.
But it was such a cute movie.
It was.
And they already got picked up to do a sequel. So hopefully this year we get the sequel to that.
And that was the first time that we watched a movie with our friends.
Yes, we did the Telewatch thingy. Netflix watch party, but now it's a different name.
Right.
But yes, so that was fun. So we'll have to do that again too.
Yeah. That was fun because I didn't even know you could do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then January 7th was the 2020 recap, which is kind of self-explanatory. So
January 20th, we talked about Leslie Weber.
So
that was so
good.
fun.
So good. Another character that, like, you know she's been around, but you don't know all that extra information.
Right.
So talking
Especially
about
if you're a newer viewer in the past, even 15 years.
Right.
You don't understand. Even Monica.
Right.
Like, I don't feel like you would know Monica that well either. You just be like,
because they don't get enough airtime now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Monica just
they
fixes Wiley's
rolled
toys.
the 70s.
They did.
And 80s.
Yep. And then February 3rd was the floating rib because it was exploding.
Yeah.
So
well, it already exploded and we were just like, okay.
Guess we're going to talk about that. It's no longer there.
And then on February 10th, in honor of Valentine's Day, we talked about Monica's lovers.
You said it wrong.
Lovers.
Thank you.
We talked about Monica's lovers.
There were many.
That was fun. So much fun, especially talking about like Alan stalking her and Rick.
Yes.
I cannot get over it. I loved it.
Mm-hmm. Gave you a whole different idea.
I know we really shouldn't talk about loving stalkers, but
right. It's the soapy version.
Yeah.
You're allowed. March 3rd, Leslie Weber revisited whenever we got more information because we didn't know anything about her because we were too young. I like saying that.
Well, not just that. The online resources weren't really there.
Right.
And so we had put out a call to action for you guys to send us your Leslie stories. And oh boy, did you answer.
Mm-hmm.
And we loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And we highly encourage it. So if there's ever a subject, and I think she's the one that we got the most feedback for her because we had to do a whole second 411.
Right.
Usually we just do it like as a quick recap at the beginning of the next week's.
Right. We missed this, and this, and then we move on. But
no, this deserved its own.
Yeah.
And then on March 10th, we talked about Ellie Trout, who is Damian Spinelli's girlfriend.
That we're still waiting for to come back.
Yep.
March 17th, Baby Train. How we got the kids that we got with Georgie not supposed to be Georgie, and then Rocco's here, and all of that.
Yeah. That was fun.
That was fun.
And then just last week, March 24th, Britt and Nicholas, because they were engaged too.
Mm-hmm. They weren't more than engaged.
They weren't more than engaged. They were just engaged. Although they were raising a child together. So
No. It's not more than engaged unless you're
oh my gosh.
at the altar.
Even if his kid helped pick out the ring too?
Yep.
Okay.
I have to have some fine line or lines in the sand here. No.
Okay. I'll let you have it.
Thanks. And then the fan of the month for April, our first one, was Ashley Morgan.
And then in May, we spoke with Kayla Downing.
And in June was Beverly Owens.
And she was recommended by her daughter.
Yes.
Because she's been watching since, I think she was a day oneer, wasn't she? But the daughter listens too. And she was like, you have got to talk to my mom. And so we did, and it was fun.
Yes.
And then in July, we talked with Sarah Kelly.
And then August was Kay Lee.
September, Anastasia Creighton.
And then January was Nikita Griffin.
Those were, guys, so we're probably not going to do like of the month anymore just because that's hard.
Right. But if you want to talk to us, write in and let us know because we love talking to fans of the show, fans of ours.
Yep. Go right to peer54podcast.com. There's a submission form. So especially if you have like a really good story or if you watch it, you know, you and your best friend are miles and miles apart, but you still keep connected because of General Hospital, or if you just want to talk about General Hospital, I mean, but, or been watching since day one, or.
Yeah, you don't have to know stuff that we don't know, though.
Absolutely, no.
Just, you know, whatever your different perspective is or your favorite characters, we want to hear.
Yeah. And then when General Hospital was off air because of COVID, I forgot to go back through and grab what their weekly themes were. So they redid the Nurses Ball.
Yeah.
And we talked about those. And then they also did like Carly and Sunny and Jason and did they do Jason and Sam? I forgot. But they did all of Sunny's kids, you know, stuff like that. And so we talked about that. But for the Port Charles 411, or no, sorry, for the weeks that it was just random recaps or random episodes, we actually watched season 1 of Night Shift. And we covered that on July 20th, 27th, and August 3rd. And I felt like we did that a lot longer than we did.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't.
There was 3 discs. I think we did a disc
We
each
did, yeah.
week. We need to find the second season,
It's on YouTube, so we just have to break it down and watch it.
I don't like it on YouTube as well.
I know, but that's all we have.
I started it, and I saw Jagger, and I was very happy, so you just need to keep going with that.
Okay.
Never a bad day if you see Jagger. And then our cast interviews, August 6th, Perry Shen, which is obviously Brad Cooper.
And then October 15th, we talked to Vincent Irizarry, who played David Hayward on All My Children, who was Anna Devane's husband on All My Children. And we had a huge discussion as to how we can bring him into General Hospital.
And he was all for it, so let's get that done.
Seriously. I don't care if they're bringing back Pine Valley or whatever Kelly Ripa thinks she's doing. By the way, love Kelly Ripa. Just saying, we want this storyline to go the way that we want it to.
Right.
But he was absolutely amazing. I loved talking to him.
So we just said in our recap that Trina needs to come down with something. So we find out that Curtis is her dad. Maybe he can be the doctor that they need to call to come and solve it.
Boom. There we go.
I feel like it's solved now.
Well, yeah, because now Franco's gone, so we don't need him to fix Franco's brain.
So now
missed opportunity.
We're going to have to fix Trina. Not that I want her being sick, but just sick enough to bring him on works for me.
Oh, yeah. And we also did industry interviews is included in this. So like other things that.
Right.
Yep.
Just anything that was interviewee. November 26th was our guest spot on the JLJ Media.
And we're going to do that again.
I loved that just because as much as I love our conversations, it was so fun to hear their different perspectives and the way that they would argue with each other the way that we do. Like, no, you're just wrong. Be
and
quiet.
We got to argue with them.
Yes.
And it just felt, and that's the thing, guys, like we want to have a good conversation with you, but we jab at each other.
Right. It's arguing in good fun. There's never hostility.
We don't call each other names or anything like that.
At the end of the day, we're all friends because we're all GH fans.
Exactly. Aww.
To get that on.
And then December 3rd, we spoke with Amanda Baker, who played Jolene on Night Shift. And there's an opportunity for her also to come into the General Hospital storyline.
Who would we have her hook up with?
We could just have a woman be single on the show. That would be okay.
No, we have Amy that's single.
True. Ooh, her and Amy fighting with each other would be fun.
That would be fun.
Well, but wouldn't Jolene have lost her license being that... Well, I mean, she's still in a coma, so we don't even know. We should have her come out of a coma.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she could have lost her license.
But remember, there's an opportunity for Spinelli to have another love child.
True.
So there's all of that.
Mm-hmm. If Nina doesn't remember having her baby because she was in a coma for so long,
yes,
then there definitely could be another Spinelli baby out there.
Yep. Okay.
That would be great.
Let's do it.
There you go.
She was delightful to talk to.
She was delightful. And then December 17th was Michael Sutton, which is Stone. And he was so sweet. Oh. I know there was a little bit of fangirling going on there.
There was total fangirling. We're allowed to fangirl.
I feel like I handled that one better than
Carrie,
the one that you're going to get to in a couple minutes. I feel like that one I was more composed. But he was so sweet. I loved the fact that he just took it for what it was. Like, yes, this was a major storyline. I understand why everyone is obsessed with this character. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
And then we found out everything else that he's doing, which was great, but he didn't try to just like push that away.
Right. Especially where he was on the show for 2 years. Like, and so many times actors, and I get it, they're typecast or they can't be seen beyond that one story that they did however long ago.
Right.
And I can totally understand how they can get bitter over it because it's like, look at all this great stuff I did over here. And, but he's very gracious about all of it. And
he was just lovely.
He was.
Lovely.
He was fun. And then December 23rd, we talked to Nathan Butler, who played Dr. Ewan Keenan on General Hospital years and years ago. And
that was a fun one too, because that was all over the place. We didn't just stuff. That was just,
we learned about he's writing a true crime series or something based on his family in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And then his buddy Jake B. Miller came in
to tell us all about his camping adventures in the different state parks.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun though.
It was just so random.
Yeah. There was no scripting.
Mm-mm.
That was
no.
We have like our ideas of what we want to ask people. No, we're on that.
Right.
Would we have asked like 90% of what we wound up asking.
Exactly.
So,
but it flowed really easy because that one, I don't even know how much editing you had to do to get it to fit in our time.
There was a good bit.
Because we just talked and talked.
And we had talked to him and Amanda Baker on the same day.
Right.
And so that was...
Thank you for handling our editing.
Yes.
I appreciate you more than you know.
There's a reason why, because we talked to Michael Sutton after we talked to him, but it took me longer to edit Nathan Butler than it took me to edit Michael Sutton.
I totally get it. Then January 27th was Jen Bishop from Diagnosis Daytime.
Yep, she runs her own blog and everything. And then February 17th, Steve Silverman from World Gone Good podcast, because he listened to our episode about Leslie, and turns out he's friends with Denise Alexander and
passed our podcast along to her, which is insane.
And she listened to it. And also he used to work on General Hospital as an intern.
Right.
So that was fun.
That was super fun. And then February 24th, I think this was my worst interview ever. It's going to be
I think
worst.
it is your best.
No, I think it's going to be my worst forever because I couldn't talk for Carrie Shane, who obviously is Karen Wexler. She was
the OG Karen Wexler.
She was so sweet to deal with my total fangirling because I was just like, yeah, I can't talk to you because you're Karen.
I thought it was great, but but look at this list. Like,
I know.
When I first thought about, I was like, okay, I'm going to sit down and like go over like what we did in the past year. And when I actually put it like in this format, I'm like, look at everything we did.
It's crazy.
We talked to 9 people. I mean, I know that probably doesn't sound like a lot, but it's like 1 a month almost.
Right. No, to think that we started this literally 2 years ago with no idea what we were doing.
No.
Other than your husband's input of this is how you set it up, which was definitely instrumental, but he didn't do a GH podcast, so he wasn't leading us. This is what you need to do.
Right. And I love that we still stick with the recap and the Port Charles 411, because a lot of people give us good feedback about the Port Charles 411. Like, I didn't know that about this character or this, we need the backstories.
Exactly. So
I'm just so proud of us.
Yes. And it's because of you guys for listening. So thank you. Because we love, seriously.
And our audience has blown up this year,
and
which has been amazing.
It's not just something that we say like, oh yeah, write in, we care, blah, blah, blah. No, for real. Every letter that says you guys are doing a great job, or maybe you should talk about this, even as long as you're kind, the critiques of something to change, we want to hear all of it because it helps us get better. And it's just so much fun knowing that everyone else is talking about the same stuff we are and thinking about the same stuff. So your feedback is amazing and definitely appreciated.
And go ahead and write us a review. I think only Apple Podcast really has reviews right now, but I think you can leave one if you go to our website.
Okay.
I believe that you can write a review on there too.
I haven't checked Apple. It was Megan who told me there was Apple ones.
This is where we are. Amanda's daughter is the one who pointed out that we had reviews on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
So, but I think my favorite ones are the ones that say, it sounds like I'm just listening to my girlfriends, or like I'm in a conference, because that's how we want it.
Exactly.
That's how we got started, was all of our friends got sick of us talking about General Hospital, so we wanted to share it with you.
Exactly. And it is never scripted, which is why you get all the extra silliness in the middle of it, where we're talking about shows that have nothing to do with this or kid stuff or whatever. This is us.
No, that's another show
that I could also talk about forever. So.
I could too. And Carrie Shane was just on.
Exactly.
So see, full circle.
Yes.
It goes the whole way around. But thank you guys seriously so much for listening to us for the past 2 years and continuing to share it with your friends and family who are also fans and becoming our friends. Like, it's we've become friends with a good many people because of this show that just blows my mind. So I guess join us on Monday as we recap this week's shows going into our 3rd season.
Have a good weekend.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.